All right, guys. So one thing that I have noticed when it comes to this whole Russia-Ukraine crisis situation going on is that we've experienced an insane amount of cancel culture that, in my opinion, is not gonna have the desired effect. Okay, as a lot of companies, particularly corporate America, they're canceling Russia, right? They're canceling anything having to do with Russia, okay? And it's getting to the point where it's really kind of ridiculous, because ultimately this is not hurting Putin as much as it's really hurting the Russian people, right? It's enough that their currency is basically worthless, right? That their stock market has tanked, okay, which definitely affects, the wealthy, normal everyday people. But when you continue to add insult to injury on top of that, because you want to virtue signal, which I think that's what a whole lot of stuff is that, hey, look at us, we're pro-Ukraine and we're out here, sanctioning Russia, we're punishing Russia, we're joining in on the war effort, right? I think that's what a lot of this is. You're really hurting people who have nothing to do with this, okay? It's one thing to say, hey, you know what, we don't approve of what Russia's doing. It's another thing to go as far as to literally try to keep the Russian citizens from even being able to live normal everyday life, like to be able to operate as a means of trying to, punish Putin, right? I really don't like what's going on here. And in my opinion, it kind of reminds me of, World War II, when, the Japanese had bombed us in Pearl Harbor, and then we went to war with Japan, and how the U.S. decided to issue internment camps, right? We put Japanese descendants in internment camps, including U.S. citizens, right? Isolated camps, simply because they were Japanese, even though they had nothing to do with the attack, right? They had nothing to do with what was actually going on with the war, right? This is kind of what it reminds me of. And it's one of those things that, again, I think that the unintended consequences here long term is going to create a whole lot more hate and vitriol, particularly when it comes to Russian people and how they look at others, right, in the world, and how people look at Russian people. And again, how this happens is when you're punishing people who have nothing to do with the conflict. And, you have U.S. politicians like Eric Swalwell, who've come out here and basically advocated to punish Russian students because of this.
Congressman, you say pull from a menu of options, but we heard from former DNI Clapper less than an hour ago. It says the time for, and I'm paraphrasing here, proportionality, incrementalism is over. We heard from the former Defense Secretary, William Cohen. Dump the full gauntlet of potential sanctions on Putin. Why not do that?
Everything we do has to be aligned with our allies. And the fact that we were able to get the Germans to stop this pipeline, that's huge. That's U.S. leadership on the international stage. And so we want to move with our allies in NATO, but also countries like Japan, who can, take quite swift and severe actions against Russia. But yes, on the table should be sanctioning Putin personally, completely taking them out of the European and international banking system, which is known as SWIFT. Frankly, I think closing their embassy in the United States, kicking every Russian student out of the United States.
Yeah, so I don't know what kicking Russian students out of the United States is actually going to do. I don't know what that's going to accomplish. I have no clue why Eric Swalwell will go on TV and advocate for something like that, right? That literally is going to have no effect on Putin's decision making. Okay, and see, that's the type of stuff that I'm talking about. It's literally getting that ridiculous. But this right here is one of the bigger stories about cancel culture hitting the Russian citizens, as Visa and Mastercard suspend operations in Russia over invasion of Ukraine. Okay, so again, Visa and Mastercard, payment processors. Each and every last one of us, I'm pretty sure, has a Visa or Mastercard. And I'm pretty sure they're probably pretty prominent over there in Russia as well, too. Yeah, you're not going to be able to, buy groceries, right, and to use your credit card or your debit card because Visa and MasterCard want to, virtue signal here. So let's read. Financial services companies Visa and MasterCard announced Saturday, they're suspending all operations in Russia over the unprovoked invasion of Ukraine. Effective immediately, Visa will work with its clients and partners within Russia to cease all Visa transactions over the coming days. Visa said in a press release, adding, once complete, all transactions initiated with Visa cards issued in Russia will no longer work outside of the country, and any Visa cards issued by financial institutions outside of Russia will no longer work within the Russian Federation. Visa CEO Al Kelly said in the statement that the company feels, quote, compelled to act following the unacceptable events that we have witnessed in the region. Quote, we regret the impact this will have on our valued colleagues and on the clients, partners, merchants, and cardholders we serve in Russia. This war and the ongoing threat to peace and stability demand we respond in line with our values. Again, what part of their values includes punishing innocent people, right? I wonder what part of their values includes that. Mastercard said in a statement Saturday that it also made a decision to suspend services in Russia due to the unprecedented nature of the current conflict. So not only Mastercard is doing this, but also PayPal. Okay, so they're basically making it impossible to conduct business or do any type of financial transactions in Russia, right? That's what they're trying to do. Okay. So again, my question is, what exactly is the goal here? Okay, are you trying to get the Russian people to, I don't know, stage a coup against Putin? Right? Is that what you're trying to do? Right? Are you trying to spark so much massive protest and backlash that Putin backs off? Like, what is the actual goal here? Right? I wish these companies, instead of just ruining people's lives over something they don't have anything to do with, I wish they would actually state what their end goal is. What do they actually want people to do, right? What do they want people to do? Okay, because they're doing this to spur action. None of this really is going to affect Putin personally as much as it's going to affect normal everyday people there. Okay, that's what really concerns me. So yeah, I mean, a lot of stuff is ridiculous. Okay, I mean, they banned Russian cats from the International Cat Federation in their competition. Russian cats. Okay, they banned Russian arts, have been canceled. Okay, art shows. Live entertainment, which is basically does like concerts and stuff like that, they're not doing any business in Russia. They've also kicked Russia out of sporting events, specifically the FIFA and the UEFA, I guess, tournaments or whatever, right? The soccer games and stuff like that. They've been banned. Again, what does any of this have to do with Putin, right? I don't understand. This seems to be a punishment towards the Russian people, and I am just simply... like, I'm concerned, I'm not convinced that this is going to have the intended outcome. I think this is going to create a lot more hate and vitriol and bigotry towards Russian people that they don't really deserve. Okay? I really do. I think that this is not necessarily right. Okay? But we have one person here, one person that's actually sane and is refusing to participate in this cancel culture. As Elon Musk has come out and basically said that Starlink won't block Russian state media in Ukraine because he's a free speech absolutist. So apparently, Elon Musk has been asked by some governments to block Russian state media on his communication/internet platform, Starlink, which is related to space ads. And Elon Musk is like, you know what? I don't know about that. I'm kind of a free speech absolutist, right? I'm not really down with blocking Russia's media, okay, because I believe in free speech. Now, he's doing this even though there is the threat that Russia could try to take out Starlink in Ukraine because Starlink is being used in Ukraine to provide communications. Okay, so this guy Elon Musk is super principled, right? This guy, the more he talks, the more impressive he actually gets, right, as a person. So let's read here. Quote, Elon Musk overnight said some governments had asked SpaceX to block Russian state media on its Starlink internet satellites, but said we will not do so unless at gunpoint. Wow. What a guy. He specified it wasn't a request from Ukraine, adding, sorry to be a free speech absolutist. When a commentator argued that Russian state media was propaganda, Musk replied that, quote, all news sources are partially propaganda, some more than others. Ding, 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 ding. Elon Musk is 100% right. What he's realizing is what a whole lot of people that are paying attention are realizing, that, you know, hey, if you can categorize Eastern media as propaganda, you also can categorize Western media as propaganda. All media outlets are propaganda. Okay, they all have some slant. Everybody has a slant or angle that they're coming from, right? So if you're going to block Russian media because they're propaganda, hey, you know what? We should be blocking CNN, okay? And MSNBC, because Lord knows they are the epitome of propaganda, right? That's what they are. They're the epitome of propaganda, okay? So the thing is that Elon Musk here, he really is standing on his principles. And this story right here about how Elon Musk has called to increase U.S. oil and gas production to combat Russia, despite the negative effect on Tesla, really shows you how principled the guy is. Okay, because again, if there's one person that has invested interest in us not pumping more oil and gas out of the ground, it is this guy. But instead, he realizes that, well, our dependence on Russian oil and gas has got us in this situation. So therefore, we got to do what we got to do to stop this type of aggression, right? Again, this guy right here, Elon Musk, I'm telling you, he's impressive, right? He really is. Tesla co-founder and CEO Elon Musk called on the United States to increase its domestic oil output in response to Russia's invasion of Ukraine, while also acknowledging that his electric car company would be negatively affected by that move. Quote, hate to say it, but we need to increase oil and gas output immediately, Musk tweeted Friday. Extraordinary times demand extraordinary measures. Musk added, obviously, this would negatively affect Tesla, but sustainable energy solutions simply cannot react instantaneously to make up for Russian oil and gas exports. The Biden administration has faced increased criticism from both sides of the aisle in recent days for not doing more to focus on American energy production in response to Russian invasion of Ukraine, which has disrupted energy markets worldwide. Additionally, reports have shown that the U.S. is buying 650,000 barrels a day from Russia, which some have argued is essentially financing Russian President Vladimir Putin's war machine. Ding, 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 ding. We are funding both sides of the war here. Okay, we're supporting Ukraine and we're also supporting Russia. And that literally doesn't make any sense because we're supposed to be against Russia, but we're also funding this war by buying their oil. Okay, it makes absolutely no sense whatsoever, but we're not in a position to actually really do anything about it because Biden has basically neutered our energy production policies, right? Because he wants us to go green, right? He's woke on climate. And the reality is that renewable energy is just not there yet, right? We can't do enough with that yet in order to offset not getting oil from Russia, right? And Elon Musk is even smart enough to admit that, right? He's the guy that's invested in renewables, okay? He's the guy that's leading that, and he's smart enough to realize, you know what? The technology's not there yet. We need to pump more oil out of the ground, right? We need more gas, okay? Again, you know, at times like this, right, you would think that we need more people like Elon Musk who are running this country and less people like Joe Biden and the Democrats. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.